This is everything I would want to know if I was a beginner or even a master of manifestation. I have 3 things on this list plus one bonus, which may actually be the most helpful and important of all, so stick around for that. The first tip is to not take life too seriously. The conscious, rational, reasoning mind with which we've used all throughout our lives in order to overcome obstacles, solve problems, finish school, or whatever it is that you may have been doing all your life long, is actually trying to impede the manifestation process by making it something unspiritual, by making it something very normal, regular, logical, rational, reasonable. And that's not what this power to manifest is at all. It actually goes against all logic, all reasoning, all rationale. It is so far beyond that the mind, the limited nature of the mind, can't comprehend it whatsoever. What you want to do instead is learn to look at your reality as though it's just a game. You've heard of the book The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. Excellent book. But it's more than just a clever title for the book. You can actually start to look at your life like a simulation, like a game, something that isn't so serious, so that you can have more power in that way. If you take it serious, if you think it's real, you're not going to be able to make as many drastic changes. You're not going to be able to work miracles because you are operating from a level of belief that is only logical, rational, reasonable. You may be manifesting just enough to get by instead of a large sum of money or a grand income. You may be manifesting just a relationship instead of the ideal one. You may be just manifesting whatever kind of car instead of the one you truly want. I could go on and on with examples, but it's very important that we stop taking life so seriously so that we stop especially getting triggered, stop abiding in fear, worry, doubt, impatience, some of the biggest blocks to manifestation, which all come from taking life seriously. You get triggered by negative or opposite seeming 3D situations, circumstances, events, because it makes it feel like you can't get what you want. Your mind wants to take it seriously. It says, look at all the evidence, look at how it isn't possible to get what we want. And so that will throw you into a spiral if you let it. For that reason, the first tip is to not take life so seriously. Do your best to just treat it like a game, treat it like a dream of the night. Neville Goddard once said that this life that we experience, our so-called reality, is no different than a dream of the night, other than the fact that it has continuity. If you want to become the lucid dreamer of your reality, let go of thinking that it's so serious that you have to solve these problems, otherwise the worst will happen. It may look that way, it may seem that way, but it's never that serious because you are the dreamer. You can lucid dream your reality, you can choose what you want to create, and it's much, much easier, faster, more simple, more effective when you don't take it so seriously. Number 2 is to stay feeling relaxed and calmly good in the present moment as often as possible. Prioritizing a sense of presence, being here and now. A lot of people are going around through life either operating from a state of being in their mind, they're worrying about the past or stressing about the future, overthinking what's going on in the present, but not really being present. They're either doing that or they're on their phone, which isn't very great either, because that's definitely engaging the mind, making you possibly compare yourself to other people or making you worry about world events that aren't really occurring in front of you in the present. Whereas if you just choose to be feeling relaxed and calmly good in the present moment here and now, you are becoming a great and powerful manifester because, as Neville Goddard said, the power of every imaginal act is in its implication. Well, what's the implication of you being relaxed, feeling calmly good in the present moment? Well, to me, it feels like everything is fulfilled. There's no need, there's no lack, there's no fear, there's no desperation. All of these things which would imply that you don't have what you want. But if you're just calmly good, satisfied, fulfilled, in the present moment here and now, just taking it all in. Maybe you're at breakfast and you're really enjoying the coffee and the brioche, or you're driving to work. Maybe you're having a good time, feeling the steering wheel in your hands, listening to music, being present, not caught up in the mind, not overthinking the future or stressing about the past, but being in the present here and now. Because in truth, that's one of the biggest secrets to all of this. That's the whole point of manifestation. You don't want to manifest your dream life and then still be someone who can't enjoy it because you're so caught up in overthinking the past or worrying about the future. You don't want to be that person. What's the point? You get the yacht, the home, the wonderful relationship, the money, all of these things, everything you could possibly want, and then you're just caught up in your mind. You can't even enjoy it. Don't be that person. This is one of the most important keys because we miss it. It's so easy to miss. Some people even turn manifestation techniques into something that doesn't allow them to get out of the mind. If they're repeating affirmations 10,000 times, they're constantly probably not focused in the present moment. They're not focused on what's going on in front of them, being in the here and now, which is the only place your power abides, by the way, which is also the only place in which you can get manifestation or fulfillment, by the way. And they're just abiding in the mind, repeating things 24/7. If that works for you, go for it. I am the biggest proponent of listening to yourself, your inner guidance, and doing only what resonates. But for me, someone who likes to do it the easiest, most effortless way, being present here and now is easier than repeating something 10,000 times, or writing it down 369 times, or visualizing for hours and hours a day. Being present is an imaginal act. It's a mental activity. It's a sense of beingness, which implies you have everything you could possibly desire right here, right now. Number 3 is try to think about your desires as little as possible. Now, this might sound ridiculous, especially for the people who resonate with repeating an affirmation 10,000 times. You're thinking about it 24/7. You're becoming obsessed. But to me, that is highly unnatural. It does not make sense if you have something, right? We're trying to get into the state of consciousness where you already have what you want. Why would you be obsessing about something that you already have? Why would you be telling yourself, I have it, I have it, I have it, if you really do have this thing? It's very strange. Like for me to be sitting here saying, I'm filming, while I'm filming, doesn't make any sense. To me, it is very unnatural to do that. I like to align myself with God, source, universe, higher self, whatever you prefer to call it, infinite intelligence and power of the subconscious mind. I like to align myself with that being instead of the little limited I. I want to abide as the strongest, highest, most powerful version of myself so that I don't have to work hard or stress to manifest anything. In other words, I want to be a lazy God. I don't want to seek out what actions to take. I don't want to do a million techniques. I don't want to stress about it. I don't even want to think about my desires at all. I just want to set my intention and allow it to come to me. And that really seems to be working incredibly well in my life and according to my comments in a lot of other people's lives as well from watching these videos. For that reason, I recommend you find your preferred way to set an intention. You can visualize it, you can affirm it, you can write it down, you can just say something as like a declaration within yourself, like I like to, or just even think of what you want for a moment, getting into the feeling you would give yourself if it were already done, that feeling of peace, joy, calmness, satisfaction, excitement, freedom, security, etc. Whatever it is to you personally, you get into that feeling and then assume it. And then from there, you don't think about it anymore. You stay in the feeling, but you don't consciously think about your problem or solving it or whatever it is that you desire. You simply release the idea from your mind. So that energy that would be used for thinking and overthinking and needing and desiring and being desperate can be freed up to give the universe space to fulfill your desire. Imagine how much faster things can go when that energy is used to fulfill your desire instead of being used to clog the pathway through which it can flow to you. That's why I like to think about manifestation in a way that seems backwards to how most people teach it, which is asking you, what would you do? How would you feel? How would you act? But for me, I have to think more about how would I not feel? How would I not act? What would I not be thinking? And in truth, I wouldn't be thinking fear, worry, doubt, impatience, etc. I wouldn't be thinking about my desire at all. Speaking of naturalness, which Neville Goddard said is the key to manifesting your desires quickly, according to your feeling or sense of naturalness, will your desire be manifested. So, looking at human nature, what's more natural? Obsessing over something you already have, or you get it, you're super happy for like 10 seconds, and then a week later you hardly think about it? That's how it is for most people. You shouldn't have to keep these things on your mind because it's going to distract you from the joy, from the pleasure of being in the present moment, where wonderful things are always happening. When you have such trust that you don't have to think about things 24/7, not only does it free you up energetically because your mind is more clear, but also you'll find things that you didn't even have to think about or set intentions for or try to manifest coming into your life. Your questions will be answered before you ask. Your problems will be solved before you even have to seek out a solution. It's so wonderful. You enter a state of flow where everything is coming to you because you now have the trust in the higher power that you are, that's within you, not separate from you, God, source, universe, to fulfill everything for you. It's ultimate trust, ultimate faith, and ultimate joy to live in the present moment. All right, moving on to the final and bonus tip that I would want to know if I was a beginner or even a master at manifestation, and it is to meditate. 5 to 10 minutes a day, meditate. I know a lot of people don't want to do anything when it comes to manifestation. I totally get that. But I'm not saying you have to, but I've never known anyone whose life got worse by meditating. You don't have to do a ton. You have probably 8 to 10 hours of screen time a day. You can afford 5 to 10 minutes of just sitting and stilling the mind, observing your thoughts. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. You can do a guided meditation, breath work if you will. Find something that works for you. But the reason this is so powerful is because not only are you going to become more aware of your conscious activity, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're believing in any given moment, but you're also going to become better at remaining present instead of just reaching for the phone to get some quick dopamine or stressing about what to do. Your intuition will improve. All of these things, there's countless. I could go on forever naming the benefits of meditation, stress regulation, for example. All of these things, there's so many ways your life will improve with just a simple 5 to 10 minute practice. And the more you make it a habit, doing it the same time each day, you're going to find your mind wanting to meditate. You're going to find yourself gravitating towards it. Maybe you'll stretch it out and you'll do it 2 times a day, 3 times a day. Not that you have to. You don't have to do anything to get your desire. You don't have to watch any video, do any technique. You can easily, effortlessly manifest whatever you want. But this is a tip that I know I would want to have if I were brand new or even a master and I wasn't meditating. So all of these things, if you look at them, point towards detachment, which many people know is the very best way to manifest anything. It's not exactly a technique, but it is a way of being. And it doesn't mean that you tell yourself you won't get what you want and be okay with it. It just means that you let go of your attachment to physical circumstances. You don't take life so seriously. You don't overthink the past or the future. You abide in the present moment. You stop overthinking and trying to obsess on your desires to get them to manifest. You may even meditate to increase your mindfulness, to be more present in day-to-day life and release stress, remaining relaxed. And all of this, of course, makes manifestation more easy, more effortless, more automatic. And so if you want to get better at manifesting with detachment, you can check out my detachment course. I'll leave a link to it in the pinned comment or the description. Of course, you don't need it, but it is a big help into getting into that state of consciousness where you can let go, trust, and allow everything you desire to come to you and more. Next, if you want to learn how to perfect your faith, to cultivate the power that moves mountains, watch this video right here. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Take care.